Let's unlock the flow state through meditation. This evening's lesson is drawn from Green Tada's Easy Dzogchen, inspired by Zalpa Trul Rinpoche's Final Meditation Manual. In previous lessons, we have explored how during each inhalation we are wired to effortlessly access our sympathetic nervous system ensconced within the thoracic region of our spinal cord, which is wired not to support either extreme of mind blanking or active concentration, but instead to merely notice and to do so vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. In previous lessons, we also explored how during each exhalation, we effortlessly and automatically access our parasympathetic nervous system during each exhalation. It too is ensconced within the spinal cord in both the lower lumbar as well as the tippy top of the cervical regions. And it is wired to support both physical relaxation as well as mental release. In previous lessons, we have learned that the fringe benefit of this of living in cooperation with our autonomic nervous system is that our blood moves from the angry and anxious amygdala over and up to the empathetic anterior cingulate gyrus, which functions as the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy. Previously, I have shared with you that according to the highest Dzogchen Lamas, the highest love is spontaneous and uncontrived, and it is the natural forward-falling motion, the natural consequence of regularly cooperating with our autonomic nervous system in a way that formerly or archaically was referred to mindfulness and meditation, or I forgot the preposition, was referred to as mindfulness and meditation. Forgive me, last night I had many brainstorms. I was up far too late, and my brain is really on one cylinder right now. So if I have a lapse of grammar, I beg your indulgence. Now let's take that a step further. Consider, if you will, this tapestry depicting copulating Buddhas. This gal of the color of a cumulus cloud is depicted as actively sporting in tantric union, reminding us that spontaneity trumps contrivance. And when we observe the passive approach her consort takes to tantric union, we are reminded that when it comes to spontaneity, centeredness trumps scatteredness. One of the delicious fringe benefits of practicing mindfulness and meditation approximately once every 12 hours is that soon and very soon we find that our choices and our utterances and our deeds flow from the effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity. And so we find that it is our consistent practice, a regular practice of mindfulness and meditation every 12 hours or so that creates the circumstance for centered spontaneity to become more than an occurrence, but a habit. I do look forward to chanting and meditating with you after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent more than 8 hours a day every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each sect of Buddhism so that you would not have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. Of course, I just had a horrific thought that what if the mic isn't working? So let me check that bad boy, and lo and behold, it appears to be fully functional. Welcome to Green Tada's Easy Dzogchen. Dzogchen can be described. The contemporary practice of Dzogchen comprises love and letting go, bliss and letting go, as well as awareness and letting go. Who is this Green Tada person? Green Tada, from seen through the perspective of the rigid and the controlling, she is an entity to be worshipped and supplicated. However, from the worldview or through the worldview of being flexible and laid back, she is an archetype whose iconography reminds us that we are already wired for love, kindness, mindfulness, and meditation. We shall begin. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to play with chanting and mantra meditation and silent meditation. This first chant is going to help exercise the neural pathways responsible for both empathy and enthusiasm. This chant has two versions. The first is elaborate, and we're setting it to a triplet chant. Together. May I liberate all beings from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging, by relying on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students. We now work with a version that is both more concise as well as more figurative. It would seem that figurative language is the price we pay for concise verbiage. Let's chant this 3 times. May I liberate all beings by relying on the 3 jewels. May I liberate all beings by relying on the 3 jewels. May I liberate all beings by relying on the 3 jewels. Let us now play with the love that wishes for the universal mastery of Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all master letting go and love as well as kind communication, conduct, and calmness. May all master the effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity as well as mindfulness and meditation. That, my friends, is the essence of the Buddha's path. Having chanted, let us now rest. So, as I mentioned during the opening lesson, we have forsaken active concentration. And since we no longer actively concentrate upon the breath, what then is our relationship to breath? Simply this. We treat breath the way a piano student treats the metronome. When we observe our body breathing in, we can silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And when we perceive our body exhaling, we can silently and mentally recite, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. Let us contemplate the iconography of this archetype of enlightened activity. Together, we shall begin by training in the bliss and letting go, which is also known as Anu Yoga, Bindu Mahamudra, and Tikles, channels, winds, and drops. Our method is very simple. We just chant. I and all living beings as extensive as space, have heard our crowns of white lotus and moon seat. Now, I'm going to be really fancy for a moment and do a trick. It's a pretty tame trick, as tricks go. Let's see, let's hit 12, and let's hit this, and let's make that 18. Okay, and try it again. I and all living beings as extensive as space have had our crowns of white lotus and moon seat. And this brings us to our second meditation. During our inhalation, we can practice mindfulness by merely silently and mentally reciting sitting tall during our inhalation. This reminds our body to generate a vertical traction between our thachas and our head. We can practice meditation simply by silently and mentally reciting the verb relaxing during our exhalation. Welcome to this evening's live stream. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. I will promptly ignore it, stumble upon it, point at it, and then laugh. Let us continue contemplating the iconography of the archetype of enlightened activity. Together. Upon these from Tama rises the archetype green totem. Upon this lotus and moon seed from Tama rises the archetype green totem. Her body is comprised of green light. She has two hands and one face. Her right hand resting on her right knee is in the giving mudra. Her left hand is at her heart with her ring finger and thumb pressed together, holding the stem of the blue pala flower which blossoms at her left ear. We return to mindfulness meditation. During our inhalation, we can practice mindfulness simply by silently and mentally reciting, notice this, During our exhalation, we could practice meditation once again by silently and mentally reciting relaxing in harmony with our exhalation. Together. She is peacefully smiling and fully mentioned. She is adorned with all the precious garments and ornaments. Her left foot is tucked in and her right foot is slightly extended. In preparation for the inevitability of death, on top of her head appears the Nirmanakaya form of Amitabha. And now we switch to the monosyllabic standard meditation. As we inhale, we could silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this, and as we exhale, we could silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Now that we have climbed cruising altitude, I invite you to join me in meditating as transformatively as Rey on Octo under the guidance of Luke Skywalker. The greatest offering we can make to our teacher is to apply his instructions of the conventional truth of perception and the ultimate truth of release. Let's make the following gesture and hold it at our solar plex just between our navel and our rib cage. We recite, I offer the experience of wisdom, thoughts lucid yet as non-graspable as a void. Om Shama Tara Dharme Parte Sahum Soham. Let us hold this gesture before our chest. I offer the experience of wisdom, feeling sensual, yet as non-graspable as a void. Om Shamatara Pashe Bodhi Sohum Sohan. This gesture, see, I keep hitting the poor microphone. Let us hold before our navel. I offer the experience of wisdom, taste, flavorful, yet as non-graspable as a void. Om Shamaya Tarara Se Pati Sohum Soham. This gesture let us hold before our throat. I offer the experience of wisdom, sounds resounding yet as non-graspable as a void. Om Shamatara Vini Badi Sohum Soha. Let us practice this, or a version of this, and hold it facing outwards below the area where our womb would be if we had one. I offer the experience of wisdom, sense fragrant, yet as non-graspable as a void. Om Shamatara Gandhe Bodhi Sohum Soham. Lastly, let's hold this. It kind of looks like an ice cream cone. Let's hold this above our head. I offer the experience of wisdom, sights appearing yet as non-graspable as a void. Om Shamatara Hadashe Pati Sohum Soha. And by way of explanation, as we breathe in, sights are appearing. And as we relax into our exhalation, those exact same sights could feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although is tantalizing to the eye, is non-graspable to the hand. Now, again, let us rest. Let us watch the play of mind as we breathe in and relax into its non-graspable nature as we breathe out. This is shaping up to be a beautiful sunset. I'm so glad I get to share it with you. We now bring the experience of the four bases of mindfulness into the conventional path of love and letting go, where it is love that is emphasized. Together. Those who tread that path are Devadatas on the time and energy with contrivances of visualization, emotion, magic, and belief. Upon this path of the Buddha, we simply recite these words in harmony, with all breathing, and allow our subconscious to do the heavy lifting. May the minds of all beings now be as peacefully wise as the mind of a real Lord. Imagine Buddha symbolized by a clay, one suitable seed or bija mantra. May all relationships of all beings now be as joyfully loving as a Real or imagined Buddhist communication symbolized by this ten-syllable mantra. May all bodies of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health seen in Buddhist art, depicting the blissful body of a real or imagined deva or yidam and archetype of enlightenment such as Green Tara. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have the good fortune or boon as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, spirit land or Vanti. Let us bring the experience of the four bases of mindfulness into the ultimate path of love and letting go, where it is letting go that is now emphasized. And those who tread that path of devata, caught in the thrall of rigidity, confuse metaphors for literal statements. Upon this path of the Buddha, we relax into flexibility, savoring the chants that explain the metaphors as similes. As we inhale, all circumstances or lots could appear quite vivid. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable, or for it is a real or imagined paradise or vati comprised of light. As we inhale, our bodies or forms could feel quite sensual. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable, or for it is a real or imagined archetypal yidam of light. As we inhale, the interpersonal experience of communication or speech could sound quite resounding. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, it could feel as non-graspable, or for it is a real or imagined mantra of light. As we inhale, we could notice all minds, perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings quite clearly. Yet as we relax into our exhalations, they could feel as non-graspable, or for it is a real or imagined bija seeds of light. Let us bring the illusion of the horizontal duality of us and them into the dance of impermanence and interdependence, known as Madhyamaka's yoga of inconceivability. All circumstances or laws could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this body or form. All forms or bodies could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this communication or speech. Welcome to this evening's live stream. If at any point you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting like this, or Buddhist meditation, or Buddhist philosophy, or how to apply them, please type your question in great detail in the chat window, and I'll be elated to answer your questions for you. All interpersonal speech could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into this mind. All minds could be as impermanent and interdependent as if they could blissfully melt into rainbow light that could absorb into our vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although tantalizing to the eye, could be non-graspable to the hand. Good evening. Welcome to the live stream. The moment you have a specific question about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application, please type your question in great detail in the chat window. And of course, be sure to click the send icon. Let us perform the Dharani explaining the mantra's meaning. Together. Om Alma Shatara, the swift and courageous, you drive away all fears with Tutari. Heroine fulfilling all aims with truth, with a syllable, so hard may it be so. So how do we reconcile this with the thought that Tata could be an archetype of our own enlightened potential? Simply this. Every time we breathe in, every time we notice a desire, as we breathe in with the utmost of vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly, that is increasing the likelihood of its manifestation. When we confront the fears that cartwheel occasionally across the stage of our mind, relaxing and releasing into our exhalation, that is the ultimate protection. For the remainder of this evening's practice, we're going to bring the spontaneous play of mind into the path of awareness and letting go. This is known by many names, including Dzogchen's Great Completion Stage Tantra, Sutra Mahamudra, Ati Yoga, or Trekcho's Slice Through the Duality of Dread and Desire, which sounds like something from Conan the Barbarian, doesn't it? So here's how to make the most out of mantra meditation. Any idiot can learn a mantra and just recite it mindlessly as they pick their nose. However, if we're clever, we'll do this. During the inhalation, we will silently and mentally recite the italicized phrase, relaxing into this. What is this? This is whatever we happen to note, whatever we notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and spontaneously. It could be a sight, a sound, a sensation, a flavor, a scent, or the like. It could be an emotion, an intention, a thought, a memory, or an imagining. It could be external, internal, physical, mental, pleasurable, painful, interesting, boring, glorious, or grotesque. Ooh, sketty, kids. What do we do with that which we notice? Simply this. As we exhale, we physically relax as best we can while striving to chant this 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath. Let's give it a go. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. There is a way of pronouncing this which is very, very difficult and can make us feel a little uptight. And let's face it, we don't need any help feeling uptight. And there is a way of pronouncing this that is very easy and makes it very simple to relax and feel groovy. I'm reminded of the quip attributed to Albert Einstein. Any educated idiot can make things more complicated, more difficult, and more violent, but it takes a lot of courage and a little bit of genius to move in the opposite direction. Let's continue. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. There are many dignified ways of chanting. When I first learned this from a Tibetan refugee many decades ago, I was appalled at how undignified it was, but it's profoundly effective at helping us to viscerally practice awareness and release, and that is what is most important, is it not? Having chanted the mantra 16 times, let us now let us watch the play of mind as during our inhalation we silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this, and let us relax into the non-graspable nature of mind. During our exhalation, as silently and mentally we recite the 1-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Synonym must not be confused with cinnamon. One tastes delicious on your toast, the other does not. Om da de de da de do de so Om 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 Tare Nunane Nuriswa, 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 Om Tare Nunane Nuriswa. Om Tare Nunane Nuriswa, 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 Om Tare Nunane Nuriswa. Om Tare Nunane Nuriswa, 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 Om Tare Nunane Nuriswa. Om Tare Nunane Nuriswa, 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 Om Tare Nunane Nuriswa. Om Dane Nane Nuriswa, Om Dane Nane Nuriswa, Om Dane dare do not do this war. 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 Oh, welcome aboard. Here's the key to making the most out of mantra meditation. During the inhalation, we could silently and mentally recite this italicized statement. During the exhalation, we can physically relax as best we can while striving to chant these 10 syllables 4 times per breath. This is the union of Tokal and Trekcho, the union of mantra meditation, mantra recitation, and Dzogchen meditation. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa, Om Dare Dare Dure Sowa. As we breathe in, we could silently and mentally recite this italicized verbiage. As we exhale, we could physically relax as best we can while striving to chant this 10-syllable mantra 4 times per breath. And do give yourself permission to have a learning curve. Om da 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 so wa. Om da 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 so wa. Om da 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 so wa. Om da 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 so wa. Om da 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 so wa. Om da 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 so wa. Om da 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 so wa. Om da 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 so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Om da de do da de do de so wa. Having chanted the mantra 16 times, let us watch the play of mind during our inhalation as silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this. And let us relax into mind's non-graspable nature as during our exhalation we silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa. Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa. Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa. Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa. Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa. Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa. Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa. Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa, Om Dani Nani Nunizawa. Welcome to the live stream. Having chanted the mantra 16 times, let us mindfully watch the play of mind during our inhalation as silently and mentally we recite the demonstrative pronoun this. Let us meditatively relax into mind's non-graspable nature during our exhalation, as silently and mentally we recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym of relax. During our inhalation, let us silently and mentally recite the italicized sentence, relaxing into this. During our exhalation, let us physically relax as best we can, while striving to chant these 10 syllables 4 times per breath. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Om da de de da de do de so wa. Let us seal this evening's practice with a bit of chanting. May all minds be as wise as Buddhas, may all speech be as loving as mantras. May all forms be as healthy as Tara, and may all lots be as fortunate as pure lands. May every meditation teacher truly understand the Buddha's teachings, and practice master as well as instruct them generously, lovingly, and wisely in the manner of centered spontaneity. May all meditation teachers spontaneously receive generous patrons, enthusiastic students, as well as devoted apprentices. And may many Dharma centers likewise be successfully planted, nurtured, and supported. Oops, wrong button. Let's try this. Here we go. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 and 3/4 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's early meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.